find the lateral and surface areas of this rectangular prism. First, let's focus on finding the lateral area of this prism. To find the lateral area, we need to take the sum of the areas of all the lateral faces. And remember, a lateral face is any face that is not a base. So we need to take the area of all the lateral faces and add them together. To help us do this, we can use this formula. We have L, the lateral area, is equal to P times H. Here, P is the perimeter of our base and H is the height of our prism. Now let's look at the perimeter of the base. Since we're working with a rectangular prism, we have a rectangle as the base. In fact, we have two bases. Here is one of the bases, and here is the other base. Now we need to find the perimeter of just one of these bases, since finding the perimeter of one of the bases is the same as finding the perimeter of the other base. Now, to find the perimeter of a rectangle, we need to take 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So we can put that formula in for P, the perimeter. So the perimeter of our base is the same as 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Now we need to look back at our prism and identify the length, width, and height of the prism. First, let's find the length. Remember, this length is the length of one of our bases. So if we take a look at this base right here, we can see that our length is right here, 12 meters, the length of the longer side. So this small l is 12 meters. That means that W, the width of our base, is this measurement here, 6 meters, the shorter of the two sides. So the width is 6 meters. Great! Now what about the height? Well, the height of a prism is found by taking the measurement between the two bases. Again, here is one of our bases, and here is the other. And the measurement between them is this length right here, 7 meters. So that means that H, our height, is 7 meters. Now that we have the length, width, and height identified, let's plug them into our formula. So we have 2 times the length, which would give us 2 times 12. And we add 2 times the width, which would be 2 times 6. Then we multiply that whole quantity by the height of 7. So to get the lateral area, all we need to do is simplify using the order of operations. So we want to focus on the innermost parentheses first. Taking 2 times 12, we get 24. Then taking 2 times 6, we get 12. Then we want to take 24 plus 12. 24 plus 12 is 36. Then we want to take 36 times 7. When we do, we get 252. That is the lateral area of this rectangular prism. But remember, lateral area is an area, so it's measured in units squared. And since all of our lengths are measured in meters, that means that our lateral area is measured in meters squared. So now we have the lateral area of this prism. Now let's focus on finding the surface area. To find the surface area, we want to sum all of the areas of all of the faces, including the bases. That means we want to take this lateral area and add the area of each of our bases. But we don't know what the area of our bases are. So before we can find the surface area, we need to find the area of our bases. But remember, since we're working with a prism, each of our bases are congruent. They have the same measurements. So here we can just find the area of one of our bases. Well, remember, since this is a rectangular prism, our bases are rectangles. And to find the area of a rectangle, we want to take the length times the width. And we already identified what the length and width of our base are. So, plugging in those values, we get 12 times 6. 12 times 6 is 72. And because we're working with area, we need to put meters squared in the answer. Now we have our lateral area and the area of one of our bases. We can now find the surface area of this prism. To find the surface area, we want to take the lateral area, L, and add 2 times the area of the base. Remember, the surface area is the sum of all the areas of all the faces. So the lateral area is the sum of the areas of all the lateral faces. Then we need to add the area of both of our bases. Since we found the area of one base, we need to multiply that by 2, since we have 2 bases in this prism. So we plug in these values, and we get 252 plus 2 times 72. Now we simplify. Well, we still have 252, and 2 times 72 is 144. 252 plus 144 is 396. So that is S. That is our surface area. And of course, we need to remember to put meters squared in our answer. Now we found the lateral area and surface area of this rectangular prism. The lateral area is 252 meters squared, and the surface area is 396 meters squared.